Hey, y'all. Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up. Okay, this is my very first how to tutorial on how to create something within Canva. I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. I've already done one mock design so that I can know what I need to pull from to get it done. So let me do a little introduction. My name is Cherie. I am the owner and graphic designer, photographer, virtual assistant, and a whole lot of other plethora of other things for all things Cherie. I am a Jane of all trades, like people like to say. I am self-taught. I have been doing this for over 20 years now. Started taking it serious and turning it into a legit business about four years now, about 4 years now. It's always kind of been a business, but actually making money off of it. About 4 years. So today, I think that's enough. Today, I want to actually show you a few things. Not a few things. I want to actually show you how to design something. This inspiration came from one of the groups that I'm a part of. I won't mention the names, but I'm a part of a lot of groups. I'm going to show you a few images. I'm going to show you my inspiration, the post that came up. If you all know, I do teach a accelerated master Canva class, and I'm about to release the date for my advanced master class. I had a great turnout for the last one, and you're going to kind of see what we're going to get to do in that advanced class by me showing you how to do this. So anyway, I was in my scrolling Facebook as usual, and one of the groups came up, and one of the girls in the group that I'm in, I guess she was working on something. Maybe her client sent her something or an example, or I don't know. Anyway, they sent her an example, and I'm gonna show you the example right here. Uh, See if this does right. So this is the example. Let me see if I can go to my little box. So y'all gonna see me minimize to the corner because I really want you to see the image versus me. So that made it a little bit bigger. But anyway, this is the image. This is not my image. As you can see, it is inspiration. Whoever did it, they did a marvelous job. If I knew who it was, I would have tagged the person, but I don't know who the person is. So I took this as inspiration. Um, and I'm going to show you how to create that because her question was, does anybody know if you could get the same look in Canva? Again, you like I said earlier, I do a I do Canva master classes. So, and I'm about to start rolling out them more frequently now that I've successfully done my first one. So what you're going to see me today is I am going to take this design and I am going to put my own spin on it um, and show you how to do it in layers. Will it be exact? No. But here is what I designed. This is the finished product of what I designed. The two little young men on the flyer are my little cousins, Trey and Drew. They are beasts on the field and they play for the Warriors. Their mother is Tierra Morris and Anthony Morris. I do have permission to use their images in this recording. So I called her up and said, hey, can you send me some pictures of the boys? This is what she had on her phone. Dad had some, but she didn't have time to get those. So I used these and just put them both on the phone, both on the actual mock-up and the design. So again, this was my twist on the original design, which was not my design. I want you to see it one more time. I wish I could do them at the same time, but I cannot. So this was the original, somebody else's. Again, I do not have the tag. It's okay. If anybody sees this or knows who it was created by, please don't hesitate. to let me know so I can tag them, because I like to give, people their props, because again, it's an actual good image, and it was placed on a shirt. So this is my design, my spin on this inspiration football design. So again, I am going to be showing you, let me get my little scrolling across the screen, how to do a football graphic in Canva. I'm not bringing in any outside elements. I'm just using all Canva tools in here. So, and this is what it will look like on a t-shirt. So if you wanted to have it put on a t-shirt, you could. Can I do full color press? I can. So that is something else that I do. I do make t-shirts, but I do them more so in bulk and for businesses, family reunions, and stuff like that, versus one and dones. I do not do one and dones. I do not do one and dones. But I have a few people that I can recommend to you if you needed something like that. I don't do one and dones. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's get started into this. Okie dokie. So I'm already in my Canva. Let me share my screen. Here's my screen. I am already in my Canva. Okay. I am actually going to bring up, you see, about 2 hours ago, I designed this. I put it in other ways because I had to share the image with their parents, with my cousin Tierra, their mother first, so she could approve it. But here is the design. I'm going to pull it up. Normally I would go up here and hit create, but because I designed it, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up now. So here's what we're going to do. Here's my mock design. I have it scaled at like a 48 by 48, and that's only so that I can get it wide. This is the mock. I am going to add a page, and we're going to start from the beginning. So one of the questions she asks, to be specific. There we go. I always say it wrong. One thing that you'll learn about me, I get very tongue tied. So sometimes I leave off syllables, misplace syllables, add syllables. And so sometimes it sounds a little tongue tied, but it's okay. You'll get used to me, and you'll figure out what I'm trying to say if I don't catch it and correct myself. So if you're new, you've never seen me go live before, because this is something new that I'm doing on my business page. Just that's a side note, okay? I'm country, and I do cut off syllables, but we're gonna get started. Hold on one second. Let's take a look. I'm going to bring up that image so I can tell you exactly. Was it this one? Nope. Okay. So she said in the post, how do I achieve a look like this? I use Canva to make my designs. Is there something I can search? The background, I can search. The background is the look I'm wanting. Any help is appreciated. So, again, my take on it was this, of course. That's my take on it. So, I'm not the original designer. So there is no way that I could possibly, get this to the place where it's exactly like the original design. But I did know, I originally responded to her post, hey, yes, you can achieve the look. It may not, be exactly like it, but you can achieve the look. It's all about using frames. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Layering, and taking the keywords that you see in the image. So we know we need something that will pop an image inside of an image. That's a frame. We know we need inside the image there is, let me bring up the regular image so you can see it. Inside the image you see dots, okay? You see the dots inside the image. You see like there looks like the it appears as if the ground is cracking. You see the image of course, the youth, that's Jayden, that's in the picture, and then you see the lettering. There is a font that's very similar to this font in in Canva. So what we're going to do is use the font that's similar to that. We're going to use the effects that gets you the outline of that. And then we're going to use another font that's sort of similar but different to that. So it won't be exactly the same, but it will be similar. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to find a frame. A frame. When I type in, when I go to frames, I'm gonna look for um a shape that's similar. The image looks like it's torn. Okay, so let me go back to sharing my screen. So when I go to find the frame that I was talking about earlier, I'm going to go here, which is elements. And and to save on time, I would put the frame. The paper looks like the outside of the edges of the image looks like it's torn. So you see how it looks like it's torn. This is the closest one I found to that particular image in the original, the inspiration. Okay. So I just typed in torn paper frame, and you'll get several things. I want to be down here in frames. This is where I want to be at because that's going to give me all of the frames that I need. And y'all, I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled until I could find something that's similar. I am not going to scroll again because I don't know exactly where it's at. I'm going to actually go. You would scroll until you found something that's similar to what the image is. Um, I wanted the edges to be torn all the way around. So I'm gonna go to my recently used because it has my stuff pulled up. And here's my frame. This is the frame that I used to create this. And this was I'm gonna tell you right now was some layering that I completed. I turned the frame like this. Which is if I had a regular picture, it's going to make the picture when I snap it in go sideways. So I rotated it. Then I needed to get the background. There was like a rock background in the back. Okay. So what I did for that was I went to photos and I think I typed rock background. I think that's what I might have typed. I had several up here. So let's try breaking. Well, we know it wasn't that because I got more oceans than anything. So it might have been rock break background that I typed in. And I just scrolled and scrolled and scrolled again. You looking for something that's similar to what you have. Let me try rock break and see what we get. Don't remember, y'all. Is I been a minute. Anyway, I did find the image. We're gonna go to recently used, and here is the image. Again, I don't know what I typed in, but you can type rock texture, rock background, rock breaking, however you need to do it. Oh, I might have typed in rock wall. That sounds that yeah. That's what I typed in. And I just kept scrolling until I found one that um looked similar. So you do that, then pop it in there. Remember when I said it was a frame? All you do is place the image in there. Okay? So here's what's going to happen. Whenever you go to put something else in there in this image, well, that's a shape. So if I needed to use like another image or when I wanted to bring the boys in, um, if I want to bring the boys in, so say if I wanted to do like this right here and I wanted to bring them in, it's gonna mess it up and snap in my it's gonna snap the image to the frame. We don't want that. So here's how I'm going to hit the undo button. I'm going to delete them out. Here's how I take care of that from keeping it from having it not do that. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to get me a shape. The shape I'm going to use is this square. I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop it in there. I'm going to drag it out like this so it'll kind of cover. And then I'm going to make this shape and go up here to color, make it translucent. That way, when I go place another layer on top of here, another element on top of here, it's not going to do it. Now, I can tell you right now off tops, I already know that this one single one right here is not going to be enough. So what I had to do was double it up, spread it out some like this. I pushed it to the back. Did another one over here like so. Pushed it to the back. You can also do it this way, layers, and just move them up and down so you'll have them. Now, this one's not going to be as perfect because for the sake of time, I'm trying to get it done to the best of my ability, moving quickly. Okay, so I did all of these, right? And so let's I do know that I need to at least kind of make it where okay. So I did all of that. Let me spread this box out some more, because now what I'm about to do is we have the rocks. Okay. You see this? We have the rocks, but we need the field, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually duplicate this one again. This time I'm going to turn it this way. I think that's the wrong way. Turn it this way. Yep, because it says 0. I know that just because I've used this long enough to know when it's the right direction. If I would have kept it the other direction when I snapped the other image in, it wouldn't have been right. Okay, so then I'm gonna go and type in football field. It's going to give me several images. The image that I used on this one was this one right here. So I snapped that in, but you say, well, you made it black, and you made it like a black and white color. You made it a grayscale color, changed it to a grayscale color. I did. So here's how I did that. You see that it doesn't affect any of the other images simply because I have that transparent box covering it. When you print, it's clear. You won't see it. They won't even know it's there. So don't worry about that. So here we go. We have this. Pull it up some because I don't want it. I don't want it coming. So it already looks like it's going into the field. So what I'm going to do now is make it bigger. I'm sorry. So let me. You see me taking, I selected all of the image, certain ones so that I can see it. Let me make it just a little bit smaller so I have more working space. Okay. Not going to be perfect, because if I get real perfect, this is going to take longer. Okay. So here we go. Now I want to make this image look like the rocks to make it look similar. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, I have it selected. I'm going to go to edit image. And then I'm going to click duotone. It is one that I use quite frequently to get the tones different. So if you ever see like a club flyer or another flyer where the image is pretty, but the tones are different, they're probably using something like duotone. If they're using Photoshop, they have techniques within inside Photoshop. That is not my area expertise. I've never been able to learn it. So give it a second. Normally it doesn't take this long, but I do know my husband is gaming right now. So that might be the reason why it's dragging. So let me try again. Or it might be just that because I am on several things. Now it's not the time for this. So while Duotone gets his life together, what we're going to do is go in, since I'm waiting on Duotone, and I'm going to select the back layer of the rock because I need to make it kind of more darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit image. I'm going to go to, I want to make it more dark around the edges. So I'm gonna go to see all, and then I'm gonna go to vignette, and then I'm gonna turn it in. And you see, it's just a slight change that I'm gonna do. And I clicked the other side and did it. And now I'm gonna do this side as well. That makes it more dark. Let me move this over here like this. Um, and let's see if my duotone will work now. So edit image, duotone. Now it works. Sometimes that happens. So I'm gonna go to classic because I know that's a tone that's gonna work the best for us, the classic. So when I go to classic, let me slow down. I actually hit mono, but then I hit the little sliding scales so that I can edit it. So I believe I took this one, turned it white. I took this one, I turned it black. That gives me more of the color scheme that I need. Or did I do it the opposite way? Nope, I did it the opposite way. So I'm just gonna undo. Well, thought I was just gonna undo it. So let's go back. Hit it again. And in design, you're gonna always make mistakes. It's not gonna be perfect. So that's the point of still doing it wrong. White, black, white, black. There we go. That's the point of designing. So I'm gonna hit apply. It takes a minute. So if you're new to Canva or you like, well, why isn't it saving? It takes a minute when you use Duotone to actually save. Why? I don't know. And sometimes it's best to let it save because if you don't get this little cloud check mark, you're gonna have issues. But anyway, so I'm actually gonna go through now that I have that that done. Let me go look up at my image. It looks a little bit darker, so I might have vignetted that too. So if I didn't, we're gonna do it anyway because it's gonna make it look a little bit better and make it it's gonna appease me pretty much. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna make me happy. So now I'm going to take and vignette this image. So I'm gonna go back to edit image again, click on that. Then I'm gonna go to adjust, see all. This is like the photo, how you edit photos in here, okay? So I'm going to vignette that. Yeah, that makes it a little bit more dark and make it look more uniform. Okay, so now you like, well, Cherie, we got all of these lines that's not in that original image. Again, you got to make it work. You got to get real creative when you're not working with the exact same image someone is working with. So let me go back to sharing my screen. So here's my version. So what I did was, you can do this and you'll learn this. If you take my advanced class, you'll learn this. That there is in my accelerated class, I actually learned this from one of the students that was in my accelerated class, which is basically the basics of Canva accelerated in one day. I was using clouds. I think in Photoshop you use like the spray can tool to do this, but I was using clouds. She was like, oh, you can just type in blur. Again, elements is going to be your best friend. So if you type in blur, you're going to get blurred graphics, which is going to be your best friend, because when you come across stuff like this, you're going to need it to hide stuff. And like if you're using taking the background and it looked like one of my graphic design friends that I call my one, Whitney Allen with Awakenings Unlimited, she calls them floating heads. When you take a background out, and the person's head is just floating, it's the camouflage that and make it look more natural. So I'm gonna use a black blur. Uh and I think I used this one and changed it, but since I already have it, y'all already know what I'm about to do, because I want it to be as similar as possible. Um, I'm going to go and go to my recently used, and I am going to find my blur. So this is the blur I want, and I don't want it up there. I want it down here. Uh-oh, something wrong. Oh, y'all see that? We can't have that. So what do I need to do? I need to go back and go to elements, get me a shape, make it translucent, stretch that baby on top. Again, we can always work with layers. If you get stuck behind a layer, and you was like, I can't get to my layer because I got so many things, all you got to do is, most of the time it'll come up this way, but you can click on layers and select it and you'll be just fine. Okay, you can't see the box, but I know the box is there. So now what I'm about to do is, this is the time consuming part, because you already know that you got to layer it up because it's thin. So you see me doing it multiple times because I know it's thin. It's not going to cover it up unless I put multiple layers of this blur. But the blur is going to make it look more natural. You do have to get a little creative when it comes to angling them to get it to cover up as much as possible. So sometimes you have to kind of move it around, make it a little bit smaller, just to make it look more natural. Okay. So I'm going to go back over here and click on this one, angle it. I'm going to make it smaller so I can cover more space. You want to be mindful of making it short, because when you make it short, it shows. When you start to not make it short, but crop it is the right word. It shows. So you want to be careful with that. I'm going to actually extend this back out. I'm going to make it smaller just so I can simply make it look more complete. But anyway, again, we're going to move fast on this because I don't want to be on here all night and make it real long for you. So now that I have those round there, what I need to do now? Now I need to go and I need to do the same thing, because I need to cover up these lines and make it look, again, more natural. I'm gonna duplicate this one, stretch it back out to make it small. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Now, I already know, again, you can always come back and kind of work with, if you work with it. So now that I have that one, I got to do the same thing over here. I'm duplicated again. When I duplicate, y'all see me hitting the plus sign. If you're watching this, you're already advanced. You already know that. And I'm going to duplicate again because I want to close. Y'all see me going back to chop that, the crop it. Let me use the right terminology. Again, y'all, when I'm working, again, I don't always use. So I don't like the way that looks because it looks a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So now I have my background, but I don't like that my field looks so long. So let me go in and shorten it by adding more blur and bringing the blur down so my field don't look so long. And y'all see that line? I don't like that line. So I'm going to stretch it out so it looks more natural. Okay. So now we have our background. The boys look like they are a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more. Again, this is a rush job. So